unit conversions. Lesson 8, use unit multipliers to perform unit conversions. Okay? Now, what is a unit multiplier?
Like where you take inches and convert it to feet.
Do what?
Like where you take something in inches and convert it to feet.
Is
that what it is?
It's something that we use to convert units, but
how many of one thing equals the amount of the other?
okay, that's y'all are all over it. Yeah.
It's like when I look at those.
I want to phrase it.
Yeah,
It's like,
I know what it is.
right
how to do
inches
it.
equals how many centimeters?
How many inches equals? So those are unit conversions. Now let's talk about this just a little bit. In mathematics, what is the unit?
The number.
Does anybody remember Randy Johnson, Major League Baseball pitcher?
Yes.
Major League Baseball pitcher. He's like 6'5". He's a real ugly human being, but he was an amazing pitcher. Right? They called him the Big Unit. That was his nickname.
Why?
That's a great question.
Why?
Okay, in baseball, what does this mean?
One.
You're a catcher. What does this mean?
Fastball, man.
Fastball. So he was called the Big Unit because his fastball was so impressive. Okay? Number one. So in mathematics, the unit
It's one.
is 1. Okay? It's 1.
How many times one can go into a different unit?
No, a unit is the unit. If we talk about the unit in mathematics, it's 1. Okay, so a unit multiplier is multiplication by 1. So we're multiplying by 1 to convert units from one thing to another. That's what a unit multiplier is. Now, so
That makes a lot of sense now.
yeah, so it's called a unit multiplier because it's multiplication by 1. So we're actually using units two different ways here. A unit multiplier is a multiplier that has a value of 1, and we're doing that to convert units, which means like different units: feet, inches, feet, mile, minutes, seconds, hours to minutes. Okay? Pounds to ounces. Those are the types of things. Meters to centimeters. Inches to centimeters. Those are units. So we're using the word two different ways when we say we're going to use a unit multiplier. That means we're multiplying by 1 in some form to convert units. So we're using the word has two different meanings in the statement that we're doing. Okay? This word right here, a unit multiplier, means we're multiplying by 1. To perform unit conversions, that means like measures, okay, different measures. All right, a unit multiplier has a value of 1. Okay, so unit analysis, don't write this, is a process for converting measures into different units using unit multipliers. A unit ratio, that's a ratio that has a value of 1. Or a conversion factor compares two measures that name the same amount. Now, what are some examples of unit ratios? Unit multipliers.
Like you put
12 inches is 1 foot. But we can,
12 inches.
or we could say 1 foot over
12 inches.
12 inches. We can say that because both of those have a value of what? 1. If you divide something by an equal amount, then you get a value of 1. What are some other unit multipliers, unit conversion ratios, unit ratios? 3 feet and 1 yard. Right? And I can keep putting 1 in all these things because they are all equal to 1. And if something's equal to 1, 5,280 feet is 1 mile, right? So 5,280 feet is 1 mile. Y'all keep thinking of these because the ones that we've listed so far and some of the other ones we're about to list, I'm going to expect you to know.
100 centimeters in a meter.
100 centimeters in 1 meter. That's exactly right. And that's one that's good for you to know. 100 centimeters is 1 meter. We'll use that one today, actually. Okay?
10 what's the smaller unit?
Millimeters and one.
Yeah, we're not the decimeters and those, we're not gonna get into those. But millimeters and centimeters we'll use, okay? Now listen, what about inches to centimeters?
30 inches.
We didn't learn that.
1 inch is
No, Lola, I don't know that.
2.54 centimeters. You should have learned that.
We did learn that last year.
Yeah, we didn't do that last year.
Well, write it down. You need to know it now. 1 inch is 2.54 centimeters. Okay, so you'll need to know that one. 16 ounces is 1 pound. 60 seconds is 1 minute. 60 minutes is 1 hour. You know, 16 ounces is 1 pound, right? So those are the types of things that we'll do. We'll pick up some more of these as we move through the semester. 2.2 kilograms, 2.2 pounds in a kilogram, I think, or something like that. Somewhere around 2.2 pounds per kilogram. So that's one. But if it's not one that I expect you to memorize, then I'll give it to you when it comes time to use it. But you still got to know what to do with it, right?
Did Karis come today?
Do what?
Did Karis come to your class today?
She did. She came to say hello.
Okay.
And I was happy to see her.
I told her I was gonna
All right, so here's the kind of problems that we'll be looking at. A cheetah ran at a rate of 105,600 yards per hour. What a strange combination of units, right? How fast did the cheetah run in miles per hour? So in this particular problem, we're trying to convert yards per hour to miles per hour, right? So what we need to do is, there's two ways to do this, but we're going to do it this way. We're going to start by writing the ratio that we are given. Y'all listen. 105,600 yards per hour. That's how you write the ratio. It's a ratio, right? Rate is equal to distance divided by time.
Wait, are we trying to find it?
Now we want to convert that to miles per hour.
How many yards are in a mile?
That's a great question. How many yards are in a mile?
Oh wait, can I do the whole one?
I had to divide by 3.
It's 1,760.
Oh man.
But listen, shh, we don't need to know that because we can convert yards to feet and feet to miles. Okay? So we're going to multiply this by a unit converter to convert yards to feet first. 3 feet is 1 yard. Now, how do I know I have it right? Because I could have put 1 yard on top and 3 feet on the bottom. How do I know have it right? How do we know that we have it right? Because we can cross cancel top to bottom the units that we want to go away. I don't want yards anymore. Ultimately I want miles, but we've got that, okay? So I know that's right. Now I've got to convert feet to miles because the yards is going to go away. Right? So I want 1 mile is 5,280 feet, and I know that's right because I need feet to go away, and the feet will go away because I cross cancel those units. And I'm left with miles on top and hours on bottom, and that's exactly what I want, right? So this becomes a calculator operation. This is one of those deals where I'd want you to have a little scientific calculator to do this arithmetic. We're not going to spend the time to do the arithmetic. 105,600 times 3 divided by 5,280. 60 miles per hour. You could write it like that. But there's a symbol for miles per hour, right? MPH.
I use this animal. Why did it just say 60?
Well, it's not a, this is a cheetah. They actually say that some cheetahs have a higher top speed than that in bursts, but this is a particular cheetah. Okay? That's pretty fast for an animal. It's the fastest animal, right?
I can run that.
Land animal.
Wait, what's that?
Do what? is the fastest land animal?
I was right.
Oh man, a flight of ducks or a group of ducks in a wind, with a tailwind can fly over 100 miles an hour.
Oh, wow.
That's why they fly so high. They get high and they get a tailwind and they fly in that V,
That big formation.
Hummingbird, yeah. I'm trying to think of how fast.
200 miles per hour in a dive. Yes. Yeah. So y'all listen. The cheetah is the fastest. The cheetah is the fastest land animal, but not anywhere close to the fastest animal. A lot of birds of prey and migratory birds can do that. All right, a gem measures 8.5 meters by 14 meters. That's 24 by 52 feet, right? Roughly. Just guesstimating. The owner bought mats to cover the floor. Each mat is 110 square centimeters. If 95 mats were purchased, are there enough mats to cover the floor?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what's your gut instinct? Is that going to be enough?
No, I don't think
But you have to convert so you can see.
You have to convert so you can see. So some of you say, yeah, but she's got 95 of those tiles and they're 110 square centimeters.
Yeah, I don't know.
That ought to be enough. So what do we want to convert here?
Meters or square centimeters.
You want to convert square centimeters to square meters? Okay, so let's do that. Let's take square centimeters. And this is a little bit different because this is a squared unit. So that's 110 centimeters, right? Centimeters squared is centimeters by centimeters. So how many units do we have there?
2.
We got centimeters twice, which means when I do my unit conversion, I'm going to have to use 2 unit multipliers instead of 1 unit multiplier, right? So what is my unit multiplier for centimeters to meters?
Is it 100?
1 meter is 100 centimeters. And because I'm doing square units, I need to square that. Okay. Now, people in 5th period had a little bit of a challenging punching that into a calculator. Jack, get out your calculator and get it handy there. And let's, okay. 1 over 100 is 0.01, right? So 0.01 times 0.01 is going to square it and then multiply that by 110. What are you going to get? What? 0.011 times 110, that's what you get?
Oh,
So,
no. Wait. 0.011.
yeah, so this is equal to 0.011, what's my new units? Meters squared. Why is it meters squared now? Because the centimeters squared cancels with that centimeter squared, and we're left with 0.11 meters squared, right? And she has how many of those tiles? 95. And if I multiply this times 95, how many square meters of tile do I have? 1.045 meters squared. I'm a little bit short, aren't I?
Yep.
What's the size of the floor? 8.5 times 14 would give us how much?
119 meters.
119 meters squared. I'm not even anywhere close. Now, would you have guessed that it was that small? But see, here's the thing about it. A square meter, right? If we talk about just what a square meter is, okay? Let's convert. Here's another way you could have done this. 1 meter squared equals how many centimeters squared?
100.
Now that's your instinct, right? Everybody wants to say 100, right? Yes, it's 100,000. Oh no, it's 10,000. It's 10,000. So what's the conversion factor? 100 centimeters is 1 meter, right? But because I've got meters squared, what do I have to do to my unit multiplier? I have to square it to get rid of the meters squared. So the meters squared will cancel. And 100 squared is 10,000 centimeters squared.
Would that just be centimeters by itself?
Nope, because it's centimeters squared. Right, so you square every part of that. I canceled the thing there, but the square goes to the numerator and the denominator. Okay, so we need 10,000 centimeters. Each one of those meters squared is 10,000 centimeters squared.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
And the math is just a-
Okay. Do what? And the mats are just 110. So that would have kind of shown you right there. One, yeah, the 95 tiles that she has barely will cover 1 square centimeter. She's way short, right? But it shows how units can be real misrepresentative. We thought, well, some of y'all weren't real sure. You thought, well, maybe it's enough, maybe it isn't enough, but it's not even in the same ballpark. And that's the point of this exercise. Until you convert units, you really can't make sense out of a problem like this. All right, let's look at another one. A hose with a flow rate of 41,472 cubic inches per hour is filling up a pool. The volume of the pool is 1,104 cubic feet. Okay, so we've got to convert either cubic feet to cubic inches or cubic inches to cubic feet. What do you want to do? Inches to feet or feet to inches? Inches to feet, because that's going to make the number a little smaller, isn't it? Okay, so if I do 41,472 inches per hour, that's inches per hour, and I want to convert that to cubic feet per hour. So I just got to get the inches to go away. That's cubic inches, by the way. Inches cubed. So how many unit multipliers am I going to have to use to get to inches to disappear 3 times? I got to use 3 unit multipliers, right? So I need 1 foot is 12 inches, and that is cubed. Okay, so that's going to equal to 41,472. The inches cubed are going to cancel. 12 cubed. So somebody needs to do 41,472 divided by 12 cubed. 12 cubed?
Oh, 1,000.
Yeah, that didn't seem right to me. How much?
1,152.
Say it again.
1,152.
1,152 cubic feet per hour. So how many hours will it take to fill up the pool? Is that right? Did y'all do that right?
I don't know,
I
but
did mine right.
I just, yeah, I'm kind of lost too.
How are you lost?
I don't know if
Do y'all have calculators? And you don't know how to do this, perform this operation in your calculator? In your calculator, do 41,472 divided by, what are we dividing it by? 12 cubed. So we need to put that in. I would use, if your calculator has parentheses, go ahead and use the parentheses and raise it to the 3rd power. No, 12 cubed is 12 times 12 times 12.
It's 145.
Yeah.
12. I don't know what
Yeah.
112 is. Okay.
All right? So we need to be able, what good is a calculator if you don't have, if you can't use it?
Yeah.
24, that makes a big difference, right?
Yeah.
So that's 24 cubic feet per hour, right? How many hours is it going to take?
Ooh, a lot.
You need to take this now and divide it. If we're doing this many every hour and we have this many to do,
46 hours.
46 hours even?
Wait, you just divide that, don't you?
Yep, 46 hours.
46 hours even.
Yeah.
All right, so everybody's straight on how to get that division correct, right? Because your calculator's no good to you if you don't know how to use it as a tool. And I'm certainly not going to ask you to cube 12 and then do long division into 41,472. That's not the class we're in. All right? Okay, now, we're not going to have time to get another example in, I don't think.
It's 318.
We could do this one pretty quickly. He takes $225 with him. He needs to exchange this amount into euros. If the current exchange rate is €1 equals $1.36, what is the value of Jared's $225? So $225, right, times €1, so $1.36. The dollars will cancel. 225 divided by 1.36 is
Oh, 165.441167.
100 and what?
165.44.
0.40 what?
44.
44 euros. Okay? That was pretty easy, right?
Okay, so what's our homework?
Your homework is that.
I didn't write it down. I'll be so confused.
Yeah, you'll need to write it down.
I'm gonna do every single one of them no matter what, so I'm gonna just write 1 through 30.
And 8.
Well, don't forget about A through D.
I would end up doing it anyway.